Welcome to step one of the Standout Courses That Sell system, in which we're going to talk about how to identify profitable niches within markets that we have expertise in. And this step is arguably the most important one in the entire system, because if you get this right, then the rest of it is going to be pretty easy. So let's dive right in. The most important thing that I want to talk to you about that affects your success at an even higher level than just your niche is your market. So the market and your niche are arguably the most important factors that come into play when creating a successful online course, because you could create the best course in the world, but if you create it around a topic that does not follow the six criteria for a successful online course that I'm going to show you in a little bit, then it just won't work. So this step is key. These six criteria are existing demand, broad appeal, ease of solution, outcome specificity, believability, and problem solving. So to start with the first one, existing demand, the number one force that drives economic markets is demand. If there is demand, then there is supply, which means that there are goods and services that can be purchased to fulfill a particular need. If there's no demand, then there's no supply. And the same applies to information products. The reason I'm telling you this is because you, as a course creator, want to enter markets in which people are already paying money to have their problems solved. You want to be able to participate in that exchange of value and offer value to your customers in the form of your course, and to be able to benefit that because people are going to pay money for your course. So you, as the course creator, are going to be participating in this exchange of value. And for this to be possible, there must be demand for your solution. And that's factor number one that's going to affect your success. If you create a course where there is no about something that people don't want to learn, about something that people don't have a problem with, that they're not struggling with, then they're not going to be motivated to purchase. So the number one thing that we have to look at is whether there is existing demand in the market. I know that this may sound a little bit counterintuitive because most of us have been conditioned to think that competition is bad and that we should avoid crowded markets because they're too competitive, there's too many people in there, and all of that stuff. I want you to forget about this for now, because to create an online course that sells, you must offer it to people who are already looking for a solution to a particular problem. Now, how do you find what people are paying for? Like, how do you find what problems people have that they're already paying for solutions for? So there's a couple of ways to do this. The first one that's going to be like probably the easiest one is just going to udemy.com and typing in the keywords that are going to be relevant to your niche. A good sign that you're looking for is that there are multiple courses with thousands or even tens of thousands of students and hundreds or even thousands of reviews. So for example, if you were to go into Udemy and type in, for example, how to create websites, there would be lots of different topics. There would be lots of different courses with lots of students. So by seeing that, you already know that there's demand for those courses because people are buying them. Like, that's the direct indication of the fact that they're buying them. The second thing that you could do is you could go to the Facebook ads library or the Meta ads library, depending on how you want to call it, and select the country that you want to target as the country. So don't, it's going to default to all countries. I want you to change that selection to the country that you want to target. So let's say it's going to be the United States. So just select the United States and then type in phrases or keywords that are going to be relevant to your niche. And I want you to remember to use double quotation marks so that you can see relevant results, because that's essentially going to act as the filter for the ads that you're going to see. And then once you do that, the advice I'm going to give you is that you should be looking for individual Facebook pages that are running at least 30 active ads. If they're running at least 30 active ads, then that means that they're already spending a couple $100s a day on ads. In most cases, if they're spending money, then they're making money. You can easily find this information by going to the page transparency section of any Facebook page and just checking their active ads. And the more ads they're running, the more money they're making. So one sign that's going to tell you that you found a really good one is if a particular page is running 50, 100, or even 200, 300 active ads. when they're at that 2 to 300 active ads level, they're typically spending like over $10,000 a day in ad spend. And that's not an accident, because someone wouldn't be spending that kind of money if they weren't profitable. Another tool that you can use to help with that is called AdSpy. So AdSpy is a spy tool where you basically can go in and see what ads are running on a particular ad platform. So here we're going to just focus on Facebook and Instagram. There is a free version of AdSpy that you can use, in which, again, all you have to do is type in keywords that are going to be relevant to your niche. And then you want to be looking for ads that have a lot of impressions, ideally over 500,000. And then check how many ads this advertiser is running. So basically the process is you first use AdSpy to find ads, filter them out so that you only see ads that have had over 500,000 impressions. And then you can go outside of AdSpy. You can just go to Facebook, find the Facebook page that's running those ads, and check how many ads they're running. Again, you're looking for pages that are running over 30 active ads. The more they have, then the more they're spending. So it's an easy way that you can use to find pages that are successfully running ads on Facebook. And the next thing that you could do is you could check these advertisers that you find using the other ways. You can just go to similarweb.com and check how much traffic they're running. And you can, by knowing how much traffic they're running, you can kind of estimate what kind of ad spend, what kind of revenue they're doing every single month. So for example, let's say that the domain someone is using is makemoneywithcoding.com, or like makemoneyasAdeveloper.com. So you would then just go to similarweb.com, type in the domain name of the advertiser, and then if they're running a decent amount of traffic, you're typically going to be able to see the estimate of how much traffic they're getting every month in SimilarWeb. This is not always available, especially if they're running like if the amount of traffic on their website is not as significant. But for example, let's say that a website has 200,000 monthly visitors. You can multiply that by 2 to 3%, which is the conversion rate. You can estimate it to be between 2 to 3%, and then multiply the amount that you get by the price point. So for example, 200,000 traffic times 2% times $50 is $200,000 a month. Obviously, if someone is doing $200,000 a month, that means that they're doing pretty well in terms of the kind of offer that they have and the kind of people they're attracting. So that means that there is existing demand, which means that we can check off factor number one in terms of existing demand. So again, the best way to find existing demand is to just have a look, do a little bit of research online using the tools that I've given you here, and check what's going on, what people are running. The next factor here in terms of existing demand is when I mentioned to you that your market affects your success at an even higher level, I was referring to the fact that there are three really big markets in terms of information products that are typically the best place to start, because these markets are completely evergreen, as in they're good throughout the year. There's very little seasonality with them. There's a constant inflow of problems that arise and that needs to be solved. Those three big markets are health, money, and relationships. And the reason they work so well is because people will always want to be healthier. People will always want to have more money, and people will always want to have better relationships, and whether that's with themselves, with their children, with their parents, with their colleagues, or with their loved ones. And in my experience, the most successful online course that I've ever worked on always fell under one of these three markets. That doesn't mean that they're the only good markets though, because there are multiple other markets that can still work. So, you could go into niches such as dog training, drawing, music production, playing the piano, playing the guitar, filmmaking, photography, golfing, and many, many, many others that can also be profitable. All I wanted to say is that if you're looking for ideas to get started, then you can look at the three big ones that I mentioned, so health, money, and relationships. And even if your expertise is outside of these three markets, then you can typically still connect it to the big three. So for example, if you're a professional dog trainer, if you're a professional filmmaker, then examples of tying it back to the big three would be how to use dog training to increase your health and happiness. That goes back to health and relationships. How to make money as a dog trainer. So you're connecting dog training to make money. How to build a successful YouTube channel by using a particular type of YouTube shorts. That again goes back to making money. Or how to make money as by becoming a filmmaker. So these three markets, health, money, and relationships, it doesn't mean that in order to be in them, like you have to be in fitness or like make money products or something like that. It can be something separate that you can tie back to the big three. It isn't really that complicated. You just have to ask yourself how your expertise could help someone improve their health, make more money or save more money, or improve their relationships with themselves or with other people. We're going to dig deeper into these in a little moment, but for now, I just want you to start thinking about which one of these markets you have the most interest and expertise in. If you have any questions, reach out to us at support@standardcourses.sell.com, and I'll see you in the next video about the next success factor.